So, I want to talk about giving you more traffic to your website. I recently wrote a post, and you can see it at Cairo Social Arizona on my Facebook like page. And I talked about how if you aren't creating traffic, if you aren't creating content, then why will people return to your website? Because there's millions of websites. People create websites all the time, and what's going to separate you from the crowd? So, as you know, I'm all about creating the content. One of my biggest tips is this, especially for Facebook Live. Now, let me tell you, the other day I attended OD Harris Media Launch Party the other day, and it was off the chain. Big shout out to OD Harris. But what I did was I went on Facebook Live and I did a quick video with Dr. Will Moreland, maybe about a minute and a half. Shout out to Dr. Will. And when I put the video on, what I did was I asked questions and I tagged a couple of people. And I said, what is it that you enjoy about the OD Harris Media Party? What did you enjoy? And I tagged maybe about 4 or 5 people. And in that process, they responded. Now, Facebook loves organic traffic. They love for you. Now, of course, you got to pay to play, right? But they want you to stay on Facebook. That's why they created Facebook Live, because they don't want you using Snapchat and all those other platforms. They want you to be here on Facebook, like what I'm doing. So I just tagged a couple of people and I asked a question. In response, they get the notification and then they respond. Now, have you ever been on Facebook and every time you open Facebook, you see the same post? As soon as you turn on Facebook, you're like, man, I've been seeing this post all day. As soon as I open Facebook. Why? It's because they are creating traffic by asking questions. They're getting a lot of comments. So when you ask questions and people respond, Facebook like that. They like the engagement. So that's one of my biggest tips, because that video had hundreds of views with Dr. Will. But for me, that's the only time I really would tag people, because I seen a post the other day by my friend Lene Javette. Big shout out to Lene, the mogul. And she said, yeah, Oliver, ask a question. Just when you post a video, because I see you do your Facebook Live as well. When you do a video, just ask a question. Or if someone respond, then you go back. You just keep the conversation going. If you keep the conversation going, that video is going to continue to be seen on Facebook news feed, and people are going to see that, because that's what you want. You want people to see your video first the minute they open Facebook. So engagement is key. Yeah, so you don't have to ask a question like as soon as you go on Facebook Live. Just do what you do. But as soon as someone comment, then just say, what did you like about the video? Or, is there any other way I can help you? Make it all about your audience. When you make it about your audience, they're going to respond. So that's what I did at the OD Harris Media event, because people were there. So I tagged them and just asked them what did they like, and then they responded. And in turn, now the only thing about this is you got to put in the work, right? You have to respond to people. So an example would be when someone asked me, they asked me, what did I like about the event? So I was like, I like the food, the people, the networking. And I just kept the conversation going. And that's how you continue. So every time I open Facebook, I always had comments because people were responding. Now, let me speak about tagging real quick. Let me talk about this because, again, I was talking to my friend Lene. I seen her post on Facebook about tagging people. Don't tag people unless it benefits them. Let me repeat that. Don't tag people unless it benefits them. In other words, if you're going to tag someone, promote their product. How about that? Then tag them. Yes, exactly, Tiffany. Social media etiquette, right? What if everything was about you? Have you ever met anyone that every time they talked about something, it was always about them and you couldn't say anything? Who likes hanging around those people, right? So make it about other people. That's the only time I tag people. When I tag people on social media, I was maybe if I tag someone, it's I seen an article or a blog or something, and I said, hey, I was thinking about you when I seen this, and then I'll tag them, and then that just shows them that I was thinking about them, that I showed some consideration.